if you
Yeah.
like.
Love that.
I made some of the weirdest notes tonight. I'm really excited.
I have thoughts.
Thoughts.
I have thoughts.
I have a lot of thoughts you don't even know about. That are, yeah. But we always have lots of thoughts and feelings,
We
and
sure do.
it's funny. My career coach tuned in for last week's episode. She was very like, I mean, she was like in and out, but she was like, "I love the dynamic you two have. I didn't watch the show, but I really enjoyed the content." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Thanks, Edith."
We're delightful.
I mean, we are. It's just nice to know that someone else knows this.
Yes. Finally. Finally.
Finally, it's happened to me.
Right in front of my face.
I just can't describe it.
My
Oh, I could do that way too much. I'm really excited we have little like name banners for us now. I don't know how I made it happen, but it makes me happy.
I'm proud of you regardless. We love
I
it.
think it did. I think it was an automatic update, but I'm like, this is.
We love a happy accident.
I identify as a happy accident. Why did I write that? Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, I'm scared.
No, you shouldn't be scared. You should be worried about me.
Oh boy. I hope some.
I have acquired so much bizarre content for this episode. I really hope people like tune in and give a fuck, because this is super vain of me, but I definitely go back and watch our episodes afterwards because I find them entertaining. But
because they're fun. Okay.
Really all right, should we actually start?
Let's let the shenanigans begin.
Let the shenanigans begin. I couldn't think of a better descriptor. Hello. Welcome to Mask Off, with a wholly unnecessary Masked Singer recap with myself, Lucas Brooks, and
hi, I'm Tooky Kavanaugh.
Motivational Potato Tooky Kavanaugh. Her words, not mine. It's just a live stream where we talk about the most recent episode of Masked Singer, and share our thoughts and ideas and things that are vaguely relevant to the subject matter at hand.
And we have thoughts, people. We have thoughts.
Girl. Before we get into the latest episode,
yes,
do you follow any of the seasons from overseas anywhere?
I do not, and I feel like I feel like I'm missing out. Like I should.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little show and tell tonight. Do you consent to spoilers?
Maybe.
I'll give you one, maybe two.
I'm open, but I'm scared.
You have reason to be. So what had happened was, I was trying to do my homework for this episode and watch. So we're starting episode 5 of season 6, and I was trying to do my homework, just remembering what everyone did and how everyone did it, and remember what everyone's saying, and just keep my ideas fresh. So I went to go and look at the Cupcake. So I typed into YouTube Masked Singer Cupcake.
Oh, no.
I accidentally hit V instead of C, and the predictive text said Masked Singer Vampire. I was like, there is a vampire? I'm frightened. And naturally I clicked the link because when I'm afraid, I click the link.
No.
Except I did.
This is but this is like the internet equivalent of when the white lady goes inside the house in a horror movie. And I'm screaming,
that's a
don't go
very fair comparison, actually. You're frozen, and I'm very concerned about this.
I am?
Or you're like freezing in frame. for me.
No. Poop.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna hit refresh, and hopefully everything
Hi. It's my show now.
Did you say that again?
I said it.
The thing?
I was joking. I said, "Oh, it's my show now," because it was just me.
No, dude, no, no, what I mean is, like, when we first started streaming it, there was a voice that said, "Tooky Monster joined." You didn't do that?
I didn't do that.
Okay, so that's a really cool feature that Melon now has that I didn't know about. That's what I was talking about before, because usually when you log in, I can't hear you, and there is a voice.
Ah,
It sounded like it could be or it could not be you. Anyway, that's something that Melon does now. Great, love that for us. But you're moving animatedly now, and we can continue.
wonderful.
So where was I? So the predictive text said Masked Singer vampire. I said, oh god, there was a vampire. Where? So I clicked the link, and there was a vampire on the latest season, which is season 3 of Masked Singer Australia.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, if we ever been afraid of the costumes in the United States, you should be much more afraid of the costumes in Australia.
Okay, but to be fair, I
Yes.
have up until the pandy hit,
Yeah.
I have always said that Australia is the rest of the world's Florida.
I think you said that before previously as well. And
Yes.
I have not been to Australia, but I also can't relate because all the animals that I want to pet are in Australia. Also, the
Oh,
last animals I want to pet as well.
yeah, I'm
But
just
like
saying, like, okay, koalas and such.
koala, kangaroo,
I would box a kangaroo.
platypus. You what?
I would absolutely box a kangaroo.
I would love to see that. But like I really want to pet a platypus.
Yeah. They're
Um,
poisonous, but they're cute.
but they swim so adorably. They're like
I know. They're
um but and a lot of the costumes on Masked Singer Australia have been very Australian. There was a bushranger,
right.
there was an echidna. I'm
Right.
like, y'all are trying real hard. But there's also been some really scary ones. Like there was the puppet, which is like a giant Goosebumps ventriloquist dummy, and
Ugh.
there was the queen, which is like I don't know how to describe it except it's a queen, but scary, like a giant head kind of thing.
Like a big ass QE2?
Maybe.
Hmm.
I actually have a little show and tell tonight. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to
Do
share my
it.
screen and do a little show and tell for the really interesting costumes we're seeing in Australia.
Oh gosh.
Um,
I'm like terrified.
understand. Let's proceed. Chrome tab. Uh,
Yeah, but the US is the rest of the world's Florida at this point.
I actually think that's fair. I think it's a
Yeah.
lot more fair than Australia. So that's the vampire.
I can't see it.
You can't see it?
I can't see it.
Why is this not working? Um, oh yeah, you can't see anything. This is going great, guys.
It's fine. Whatchamacracket? Uh Metropole and Pomegranate is supposed to be over in like a day or two, according to the horoscopes.
It says it's sharing. It's not.
It's not.
That's
It's
really
okay.
weird.
I'm gonna do my Googles after this.
But I want the people at home to see.
I know.
Um,
Viewers at home, hi, we love you. Do but don't but do.
oh,
Google
okay.
Mass
Hold
Singer
on. Let's
Vampire if
try
you can't
this.
see it here.
This is sloppiest episode of this show ever already. And you know what? Here we are.
It's our aesthetic. It's fine. The people understand. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, okay. Now we can see. Okay.
Oh.
So that's the vampire.
My. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a big ass Count Chocula mascot head.
That's literally what I was expecting as well.
Oh my.
Um,
This is Queen of the Damn type. And what the?
you know,
Oh,
this is
hell
the
no.
dolly.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if my white friends have any sort of like equivalent experience, but like I feel like every Caribbean family has that one aunt who really loves to bake, and like every other girl I've talked to at one point or another, like around the 4th or 5th birthday, had the Barbie cake, where it was like a Barbie on top and
Oh,
the dress was a cake.
also, do you remember those cake dolls?
Which ones?
Oh God, I don't even know what they were called, but like the idea was
Strawberry
that they're like
shortcake?
no, it was like there was like their dresses were like cakes. I don't know how to describe it
And they
better.
were scented.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes. It was like a
That
rubber cake for a dress, and then you flip it inside out and it turns into a cupcake.
oh my God.
What the
Oh,
hell
and
is this?
this is the mullet.
Ew.
Before yesterday, I did not
No.
know the mullet was the name of a fish. That's
Yes, it
why it's
is.
a fish with a
Yes.
mullet.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, no. Oh, is that a
this is the
taco?
kebab.
Burrito? Oh, kebab. A kebab?
Yeah, like a
It looks like a
falafel kind of thing.
gyro.
It looks like a what?
A gyro. Like a gyro
It
wrap.
does. It does.
I don't
Apparently, it's
see
mm.
kebab. It's a very Australian take on a kebab to me.
Yeah, it's a cultural
Yeah.
divide.
Yeah. Oh, hell. Oh,
So,
no.
so they also had a baby. This baby was better than our baby.
Yeah, but again, if you have like that one hoarder aunt relative, I have an aunt who went through like a Cupid doll phase. Do you remember those god awful Cupid dolls?
I mean, like, I'm drawing a blank, but I also like for the dolly earlier, I was thinking of those precious moments fuckers.
Oh, it's along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's along those lines. And I like, okay, I can go on record as saying like, oh, I wanted to punch a baby, specifically a Cupid doll. That's the only kind of baby I'd ever punch. Because it's
Fair.
also like not a real baby.
Yeah.
All disrespect to Cupid dolls and whoever created those abominations.
Then we have lightning.
Oh,
This is kind of fierce.
conceptual.
It's a choice, but it's pretty fierce.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a better executed night angel.
I love that you brought up the Night Angel because that was what I thought of with the vampire.
Mm.
But also, this is very referential to that.
Mm-hmm.
So is someone else.
A bushfire? What is this?
Atlantis.
Okay.
The goddess, apparently.
Uh,
The identity of this one was
Okay.
another one that really shook me and excited me, and it may have been something we talked about on a previous episode, but
Ooh,
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know if it'll come out tonight on live or off camera, but I want to discuss this one as well.
This is very Mother Nature type energy. Oh, wow. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't have anything else to say except nope.
Nope.
Pinata.
Ooh, pinata. I like
Oh,
that. I like that.
I love that the pinata is kinky.
Oh, it's a
You'll
leather
notice.
daddy pinata.
Yeah, right? I'm happy
Hey.
for him. It's like gay pride and also leather pride.
All right.
The professor.
What? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was reading the list before looking at the pictures. I was like, I can't imagine what that one looks like. And I was like, okay, well, that happened.
A professor of what? I'm not learning jack. Okay. All
I
right.
mean, I think it's supposed to model after Einstein, but I don't know if
Ah,
Einstein would approve.
no. No, I think he did a little quarter turn in his what is this, a broom?
Duster.
Okay. All right.
I did not watch all of these performances, by the way, so I don't really know how good any of them were. Only a couple of them.
Yeah.
Volcano.
Oh, this was serving a little bit of like kink Freddy Krueger to me.
Oh no. I mean, yes, but oh god.
I know, right?
Is that everything? And then there's that
A Paw
Paw
Patrol
Patrol
officer?
or something. I don't know. Anyway,
What is happening?
so that happened. But oh god, okay. So I clicked the vampire
Okay.
because I really wanted to know what happened. And the first link I clicked was the choice. And because I witnessed it, you have to as well now. Because I know you'll have strong opinions.
Oh boy.
And I enjoy your strong opinions. Where okay.
Oh boy. this is like on a scale like okay, what's like on a scale of a choice to bonkers as a motorcycle passes by.
Is bonkers like a 10?
Yeah.
12.
Whoa, okay.
You'll understand. I just gotta do it. Okay.
Oh god. Oh boy. Here we are. But why? Who licensed this?
Oh yeah. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who is that? I take a look in my life and
Nope.
realize
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
nothing so low. Even my
Oh no, 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 no. No. No, no, no.
And there's like a writhing furry pit as an audience.
saying prayers in the street.
What? It's Coolio signed off on this?
I have a hard time believing he did. I kind of hope he still doesn't know about it.
Someone call Al Sharpton. I don't know how to handle this. I am filing suit. Everything about this just violated my civil rights.
That's all we need from that.
Hi, Angry Turnip.
Hi, Angry Turnip. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Sorry you had to join at that moment. But Tooky, the reason I subjected you to this has a purpose. Not just for my own amusement, but that's there too.
Okay.
So I watched that. I was like, I need to see what else they did. So I watched a couple other performances they did, and I was like, I feel like I know who this is. I don't feel like I know who this is, but I feel like I know who this person is. Like I feel like I know this voice. So spoiler, if anyone's holding out on Australia Masked Singer, the vampire was the winner.
Oh, whoa.
And the vampire was someone we talked about in a previous episode.
No, sir.
Anastasia. Yeah. I was shooketh. Because we had previously said I would love to see Anastasia. I had to check, but she was American. She's from like somewhere very, very normal. And
not Australia.
But she's like, she's like people who's like bigger in like England and Canada and stuff.
In different markets, yeah.
Yeah. So she so when it was her, I was like, oh god. Because we had talked about previously how you were referencing the word soulful when the judges are referring to judges or to contestants that they assume are black. And I was saying I would love to see Anastasia on the show because she kind of has a black sounding voice, but is totally not and would fuck people up. Apparently she already fucked people up across the pond. Well, do we say across the pond when it's in Australia? Down under.
Down under. Yeah.
We'll talk about across the pond later. But so that was my yesterday. Diving into Masked Singer suspicions and performances from other countries and torturing myself in very specific ways. Thank you for indulging me, and I'm sorry.
I forgive you. You know this. You know I will always support and forgive.
Every episode, I'm like, I'm going to do something, and Toki's going to be like, I can't do this anymore.
But like now I need a coffee to recover.
At 9:30 at night.
Yes.
We are actually live this time, by the way.
We're so live.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual episode that happened in the United States last night, which is episode 5, Group B, round 2.
Yes. Shall I go first or you shall?
You go first.
Okay.
I've talked plenty.
So the theme of tonight, or yesterday night, the theme of this past week's episode of The Masked Singer is date night. How appropriate, because me and a certain guy who lives in my house, who I love or whatever, have a dating anniversary this month, and October is actually my parents' wedding anniversary month.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah, it's adorable. Celebrating a swirl in the autumn. Anywho, so the first contestants, plural, to perform the Banana Split couple. And they did a rendition, a stirring jazzy rendition of Michael Bublé's Cry Me a River.
Not to be confused with Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River.
Correct. That one is sung by a possum. Anywho, I don't know if viewers
Timberlake as the
understand.
possum on The Masked Singer. Can you picture it?
I can see it fully.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this performance?
I'm having the hardest time with the Banana Split. And I always have the hardest time with the duets or groups. Actually, that's not true. Because Hanson, I kind of figured out.
Yeah,
the Snow Owls, I thought I figured out, but I was very wrong, as previously discussed. The first thing I noticed was, I wasn't sure about this previously, but the banana of the split was actually playing the piano himself, and I had questions, and I was like, okay, cool, love that for you. That should have helped me more than it did. Like, I still love the idea of this being Gaga and Elton, but I know it's not, because I know what they sound like as human beings. I'm not stupid.
Right. Plus, neither of them could be arsed to do massing. They're not yet.
Literally. Yeah. The theme of the seasons can't be arsed. But this season, I mean the season of our show, not them. The judges had some guesses that I really liked. I don't have any of my own, and I'm really struggling here.
You know what my guess is.
Carmen.
Yes.
Which I really want to be true.
But it's such a deep cut, and it's such a niche thing that I can't imagine. I can't imagine that they are in that pocket of big enough, but not too big to not be able to be arsed to be on the show. Like, they're not that kind of a name, but they're enough of a name where, like, people of our generation at least have heard.
Right. And I also kind of can see them being more of that in another country based on my research of yesterday. Like, another spoiler from UK, there have been 3 unicorns at least. There's been one here, which was Tori Spelling. There was one in Australia, who was someone I don't know. But then there was one in the UK who was Jake Shears from the Scissor Sisters.
Ooh.
And it was so gay. It was my favorite thing. But, like, I don't feel like he's famous enough here, but I'm really happy he's famous enough there to actually do that shit. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about the Carmen thing. Like, if this was the UK, I'd be like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But I feel like enough people of our age bracket have seen their cover of, like, when they did a Lil Wayne song on YouTube. I feel like enough people have seen.
I haven't seen that one, but I know they're like their super bass cover where it's like really like fluffed up, and they like he smoke, he dope, he drink a lot of coke. I'm like, yeah, that's what Nikki said.
So enough people within our age bracket have seen, like, their little cover videos, but it's no disrespect to them.
Right.
But they're selling out maybe the Aganis rather than the TD Garden. That's a very local reference for anyone watching in Boston.
I got it.
You got it.
I saw Bastille at the Aganis. I know how it is.
That's a fun show. That's a good arena too.
Oh, it was great. It was still big, and Bastille killed it. But I've also never been inside TD Garden.
It's fun. We saw we saw Vampire Weekend at the Aganis, but we saw Rihanna at TD Garden.
Yeah. Like, TD Garden is where, like, Britney would go. Aganis is where who would I see there? I can't think of anything besides Bastille, but Bastille was good there.
I think Lizzo did it before she became Lizzo. You know?
Oh, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw like footage from that on Instagram from a friend or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other guesses besides that one that I like
I
a lot?
can't get that guess out of my head.
I mean, I love it.
And Homegirl can sing. She could sing. So
Yeah. The judges had I don't like leeching guesses from the judges, but sometimes you gotta. And I actually really liked I mean, I sarcastically liked the idea of Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes. I don't know if you play piano though.
Shawn
But
Mendes, I don't think. Yeah.
Like if it was a guitar, I'd be like, obviously.
Right.
Like I can hear her voice in there a little bit. But they also said Sarah Bareilles and Josh Groban, which would have been specific but interesting.
Very interesting. But Sarah Bareilles' longtime romantic partner is actually dude who plays Earl in Waitress on Broadway. Fun fact. I know.
And I know she did that show.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen the movie or the show, and that's about the extent of my knowledge.
It's a good show. It's a good Wasad is a good time. If you love pie, you'll love Waitress.
Sure. You can think of a couple. I don't know. I was like, I think there's another musical that fits that bill as well. There's a show, like a much more offbeat show called Pump Boys and Dinettes. It's I don't know if it was ever like Broadway or off Broadway or off Broadway, but it was a show that was done in community theater where in the town where I lived, and several audience members were invited to come on stage and eat pie during the show. So that's where my brain went. I
got invited on stage to eat pizza during some Shakespearean production. I'm blanking on it. Oh God! But it was a time.
Was it one of the drunken Shakespeare things?
No.
Oh, because that would have made sense.
It would have made total sense, but no, this was an interpolation of oh God. I don't think it wasn't Othello. God, could you imagine?
It's a hard no.
It's a hard no. But yeah, I gotta ask this guy that lives in my house that I love. But we went to the
I never get sick of it. Honestly, I don't. Cool. Let's see. So, I mean, Banana Split's gonna fuck with me for a long time, and I entered this season ready to be fucked with. I just wish I was better at this game for this group.
Okay.
They were a little more interesting this time. The whole group B.
Yeah, finally they stepped that up a little bit because I think we were both very.
We were both very meh about Group B last time. Like, yeah. I don't know. There wasn't as much grabbage of attention as Group A. We still don't know what Group C is doing, and they might scare us to death or disappoint us. We'll see.
Right.
Before we move on, I just have to comment on the fact that I wrote down High School Me wants Nick's sweater.
The glitter sweater?
Shiny shit.
It's a good sweater.
Like, I was that guy who got the shiny shit from like Gadzooks or Anchor Blue, and like High School Me wants that sweater. And I was actually kind of excited he wore like a sweater as opposed to like
a cape.
Yeah. You know, they always like put up a sparkly mask on him and a cape and walk out like, who is that? And
yeah.
Ken Jeong for once is right. He's like, it's Nick Ken. By the way, Ken Jeong also was a judge on the UK season 1, and I was like, why would you guys subject yourselves to this?
They are really
he started after us.
Oh wow! Like they are really trying to place him because I think he was Masked Dancer as well, and he was hosting I Can See Your Voice.
Yes,
they're really pushing the Ken Jeong, and you know I'm happy for him for getting a check, but also
nobody asked for that.
Yes.
No, I just had a moment. I wrote a note that was relevant to this, and I forgot where I was. I remember what it was now. So next,
yes,
the Cupcake.
Oh, we both feel like we're gonna go to hell for our guesses,
but we can't tell why just yet.
Right.
I mean, we could, but it would ruin the plot of the show or
Right.
we have a trajectory.
Yeah.
Um,
Cupcake's performance, and the reason I knew after a while that I was like, okay, I was ready for this to be Bob the drag queen. Because the first performance, I was like, this is fun. Cupcake is here. She's giving us a little. But this performance was not giving what it was supposed to have given. It was not. She was not serving. Cupcake.
I thought it was good. It wasn't. It wasn't Heat Wave though. Heat Wave was a really solid performance.
Heat Wave, and if it were Bob, Bob would, Bob.
But like I said, I would have loved this to be Bob the drag queen, but I think the voice is still like 2 octaves higher than Bob's voice. And I previously said I sort of tossed out their last episode, but I actually got really attached to the idea of this being Billy Porter.
Yeah.
And because like I had previously said, like, oh, maybe it was Brendan Urie because Katie Rhodes, but like that didn't really hold up. And then like, and also Billy Porter originated that role in Kiki Boots,
right?
And wasn't like dancing around and could have been, but also giant cupcake, so maybe not. But like that was sort of the vibe that I was getting because I mean, we discussed last time and felt problematic in doing so, but like the voice to us sounded like that which belonged to a man. We didn't want to be presumptuous about gender stuffs, even though Fox isn't really open-minded enough about gender stuffs to really adhere to that. We just want to make sure we're including all possibilities here.
Right. So I, as a lady person, with a lower register, I'm always excited to hear a fellow contralto belt out. I'm always excited to hear a low register from a lady, because a deep voice is underrated. Us altos need loves too. But here's the thing. So I during the interview portion, when Cupcake was referring to all my husbands, that's when it dawned on me, like, okay, this is a woman, and a cis woman, possibly an older woman, definitely a Black woman, but definitely an older woman. And there's something really just velvety and special about Black women's voices, especially if they had a singing career as they age, and if and especially if they've taken care of their voices over the years. There's something real, like if you've ever heard Anita Baker's speaking voice, I mean, there's something really just rich and velvety and special about an older Black woman's voice. I hate to sound like Nicole right now. It's so soulful, but there's something just so comforting. It is so like you're wrapped in cashmere when like an auntie calls you baby. Like it's just something like, you know what I mean? So
I fully understand.
Yes. So I
have to say, like during the clue package, there were a few little nuggets that I picked up where I was like, okay, because she referenced husbands. Okay, she likes men.
Yes.
I forget what she said, but she definitely implied that she was Black. Or not implied, but straight out said she was Black.
Yes.
And also in the hoodie moment, there was some not cleavage, but there was some prominence in the breast
silhouette.
Yes.
A shapely silhouette.
So that was where I like gave up all hope on who on knowing who this was. No, go ahead.
Well, for me, it's the fact that she said husbands, and I'm like, I know Masked Singer is progressive enough to coach the judges to properly gender Caitlyn Jenner. They got her pronouns.
Surprisingly enough.
Yes. I mean, which is like the bare minimum. It's it's the bare minimum. But so the show is progressive enough to coach the judges in that regard, but I don't know if it's progressive enough, especially because this is a show that is it's to appeal to the entire country, not just us coastal libs. So somebody referencing husbands had been a wife. This is somebody who the country has to, accept as traditional in the gender roles and like a cishet pairing. So
and most of us haven't had enough time as legally to have more than one husband.
Yes, precisely. So like, I don't think I don't think the show is at the point where the audience is the audience in the middle of the country,
Family audience.
family, is comfortable with a man having a husband.
That's very real. And I had this more towards the reveal. Well, not that it was a reveal, but it was a reveal. I was like shaking my fists at the judges for guessing RuPaul.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It did occur to me that have you seen Star Booty?
Yes.
So RuPaul's undercover alter ego in Star Booty was named Cupcake. So for a second, I was like, no, but what if?
But that would be too on the nose.
Right. But I just had the thought and wanted to share it.
No, it's valid. It's valid, but it's so on the nose that it's like,
The one that fucked me up was like there was the commercial break, and then like there was like a message from Jane Fonda being like, "I wish you the best," and I'm like, this should tell me everything, but it tells me nothing.
Right. But if you think about it, Jane Fonda's workout videos definitely use some of Cupcake's music.
I mean, I don't claim to know a lot about Jane Fonda, but like I hoped it would be a bigger hint than it was.
When I look back on it, just like I look back on a hint from another contestant, Skunk, I was racking my brain for so long until it dawned on me.
We
When we
talk
were
about the Skunk, like I have more.
okay.
I feel like once we finish Group B, we can talk Skunk.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
We'll table it. Table.
After the Cupcake.
Yes. After Cupcake, Queen of Hearts singing La Vie en Rose.
So before this episode of Masked Singer Not of Us, I definitely thought I had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that I thought was going to make you hate me and never want to talk to me again. And then this schooled me. So I was like, okay, I'm safe. But I will say I went back and I watched the Queen of Hearts performance at Born This Way just to see if I got more ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really ashamed of this. But it occurred to me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a minute where I was like, I would legit not be gooped if this was Paris Hilton. Because like while I dislike her intensely as a human being, I have heard her music.
Stars Are Blind is an all-time bop.
Screwed is my personal preference. But yes. She has a way of like some of her singing is just like and some of it's like and like I for a second I was like, if this was Paris, I wouldn't be gooped. But then this happened and I was like, no, that's not Paris.
No.
I was like, okay, crossing that off. But I have to. I feel like I need to own it for the internet.
But you know what leaped out at me more so than in Queen of Hearts' clue package, but on stage during the performance.
What?
The font, if you notice behind her in like the neon green screened backdrop for her stage performance, it said "So Royal" behind her. And the font was the same of the Red Sox font. Did you notice? Did you peep that?
I would not have observed that. No.
I know. It's asking a lot, but as a what's the best way to describe it? It's kind of like a sort of like a de facto baseball fan, kind of sort of like you get strong armed into having to have some level of awareness of sports in Boston because Boston. If you've ever driven on the Mass Pike and passed by where Fenway Park is, they now have a gigantus Black Lives Matter sign in front of Fenway Park in the font that is used for like the B in the Boston Red Sox logo. And I noticed that is the same type of font, the same type of typeface that they used in the background of Queen of Hearts' stage situation. And it said "So Royal." And I'm like, is this baseball related? Maybe baseball wife? Like, is she from Boston? Or like Drake it? You know, because if somebody says, "Oh, I'm from Boston," you are from Acton, ma'am. You are from Danvers, but you know what I mean.
Are you like knocking on something that's making that like Law and Order noise?
A dun dun? No.
I keep
There's a
hearing a
dun
dun
dun?
dun. I don't know. Anyway, forget I said anything.
Okay.
No, like I'm relieved that like I have no idea what direction you could possibly be going, but like when you said the thing about royal, I was like, this is not Lord.
No. I know.
I didn't think you thought it was Lord, but I need to make sure I communicated that.
No, but So Royal is interesting as a choice to put on the
Yes.
backdrop because sometimes they include clues on the stage with the performance. And
Yes, they do.
yeah, and what a choice of font. That's what leapt out at me, but it just could be the fact that I'm familiar with I see the typeface a lot around the
But
city.
like, does that narrow it down for you at all? Like, do you have an idea of who that would be?
That's the thing. Wait a minute. Okay. Massachusetts legend whom we live, JoJo.
She's from here?
She's from Massachusetts, yeah.
But no, she was on last season.
She was on last season.
Wasn't she like a swan or something?
Yes, the Black Swan. JoJo
Yeah.
was robbed. I love JoJo. A talent, a clan we stand. And I'm thinking, what if? Because okay, here's the thing. Every state has someone you love and who might be deeply underrated, and someone who made it a little bigger but is stank. And what if this is a pre-partum, pre-baby bump Megan Trainor, who's from Cape Cod and who has side-by-side toilets in her home?
Oh, she's that one. Oh God.
Yeah.
Um,
Could you imagine making your husband poop
actually,
alongside you?
vocally, that's not the worst idea. And that is meant to be shade, at least according to the Born This Way, because I just did not like the way she sounded.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for Megan Trainor. I'm just saying it right now.
No one
Like,
does. It's cool.
I
It's
don't
fine.
understand why she's a thing. Like
this is listen, this is the portion of the show where we shade her.
Yes. All disrespect, as you say.
All disrespect.
But like last week you had guessed Rita Ora, which I actually really like. And it occurred to me to point out that she was a judge on UK. Which makes me think they would actually probably book her.
Maybe.
This is a stretch. This is not something I'm attached to by any means. But like the Queen of Hearts, like definitely. Although, no, never mind. That was bad.
No. Say it. You got to say it.
I actually can't remember if she's actually worked with Ken or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm worried I'm going to sound.
I'm ready
Caucasian.
for mess.
I wondered if it might be Aquafina, which is a specific choice, and I don't know.
She has worked with Ken. She has.
I thought so,
yeah.
And I have. She has recorded so many songs I've loved, but they've all been rap. I've never heard her sing. But I've been following Aquafina since like her early days, and I love her. But also someone on the panel guessed Miley, and I'm like, can't be arsed, but I could see it.
I could see Miley's sister, one of her sisters.
I don't know anything about her sisters, but yeah. But this performance I really respected a lot more than the Born This Way rendition, because it sounded like, as I said last week, I wrote down not a singer initially, and then she hit a high note, and I was like, oh, well, fuck. But then Nicole was like, goosebumps. I'm like, no one's getting goosebumps from this.
Nicole, yeah. Nicole sometimes does the most.
But also, I don't remember who it was, but someone at least said that the Phoenix, Caitlyn Jenner, gave an amazing performance, and that was never the case. So they lie a
Who
lot.
said
They
that?
gaslight.
Who said that?
It was
Ooh.
probably Jenny.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were all like, "Oh my god, I can't believe the Phoenix is going home." I'm like, that was the most garbage performance you've seen on this show. What are you talking about? I'm
Open
not even
air.
saying this because it's Caitlyn Jenner, but
No, it was
it was a
bad.
garbage performance.
It
It
was
was the
open
worst
ass.
performance they've seen. Um,
It was terrible. Kermit the Frog at least was charming.
oh, I loved that one. Yeah, but also like Kermit and Caitlyn were the first ones out in their group. So, should we move on?
Let's
move on to the Mallard.
Oh,
One of my favorite costumes of the season. I'll say that.
beautiful costume. I sound like
smoothly
Aretha Franklin. Beautiful gowns.
I thought I picked up a great clue, and then I realized I hadn't. But because you previously had dropped the idea that this was Jeff Foxworthy, which I actually really like. But the reason I lost my shit for like a half second was because he said that he and his wife have been together since the 4th grade.
4th grade, yeah.
And my brain was like, "Are you smarter than a 4th grader?" No, it's a 5th grader.
5th grade, yeah.
I was like, okay, that idea is wrong, but I thought I should share it anyway. So I keep thinking of last episode's clue with him describing himself as not a looker or something similar. And the judge is guessing a lot of hot people. And so I'm trying to figure out if that's a curveball or something I should think about. And I don't like judging people based on the looks because it's not a value here.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to think of men who would describe themselves that way. And there were a couple ideas that, aside from that, seemed to line up. Like, was it Robin who said Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah.
And I was like,
but Robin also had what I had guessed. Robin and his slight taco meat today, very open chest, very open collar. Are we? Is that a look of approval or judgment?
Nope. So honestly, you're kind of still freezing on me, but like I've checked on the Twitch, everything is seamless. But
great.
on Melon, everything looks you're like stopping and starting, so I can't really react appropriately to you. But I don't want to interrupt anything, except I could just hit like, refresh. But let me hit refresh real quick.
Okay. Are we good?
Yeah, I got the notification again that Tooky Monster joined. It's very creepy. I hope you get to hear it sometime. But it pronounced your name right. I'm actually really impressed with that.
That's
Yeah, I haven't thought about that until now. But okay, go on with your theories.
So Robin and his very open collar taco meat for this week.
Yes.
Okay, we love a daddy with chest hair. Robin guessed thing came to mind when Mallard was doing the speed dating rapid fire question bonus clue portion, which is what's your favorite body part or what's your favorite feature? And he says, my dimples. And I immediately thought Mario Lopez, because who else has massive enough dents in their face to be known for dimples? And Robin said that, and I was like,
No, it's not a bad guess. He also described himself as hairy.
Mario Lopez is he a furry man? I haven't noticed.
Last I checked, he's always been smooth. That's the only hiccup for me.
Yeah. I don't know if he's married.
The one guess I wrote down and crossed off, but feel like it's worth mentioning again. I mentioned him as the first hairy man I remember being attracted to, and I do think he has some dimple. Dylan McDermott. I know, that is the face I deserve.
Okay. That
That's
is
the face I deserve.
okay.
But,
I mean, I processing. I don't hate it, but I'm processing, you know?
that's completely fair.
Okay.
The one thing I observed is that this duck is tall.
Ooh.
Even with hat, duck is
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
And that was something I thought was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Also, I will say I really liked his performance this week. I
It
thought
was
it was well done.
it was much better than last time, I will say.
I don't just say it's more engaging. Like
Hmm.
Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, it was fine, but it felt
Mhm.
predictable. And
Mhm.
also, I don't know. I feel like My House is a really infectious song. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like it's mainstream enough where it's safe, you know? It's safe rap.
safe rap.
It's safe rap.
I love that as a genre.
Cause last season, Chameleon, aka Wiz Khalifa, who I clocked right away, did Cameron Oh Boy. And I'm like, no one in Nebraska is no one is ready for that. No one's ready for Dipset.
Boy, boy,
We love it. The hip hop heads are here for it. But I'm sorry, Peoria, Illinois is not, they don't know about a Just Blaze sample and an Oh Boy and the power that Dipset had in 2003.
I understood virtually none of the words that left your mouth moments ago, but I love that. Um, shall we move on?
Let us shall. Shall I introduce our final? Okay. Oh girl. Our final contestant who was the wild card for the evening is a caterpillar. Someone was high as hell when they designed that costume.
I think it's a job requirement for this.
Yeah, like you got to do shrooms to design some of these costumes. And you know what? That's a great job perk.
Yeah. Like if I were a costume designer, this would be the best gig because I'd like be smoking, token, shrooming all day and just
A little
like
bit,
making shit
yeah.
happen.
A little bit of mushroom tea, and what do you get? A caterpillar. Fantastic. Lewis Carroll would be proud. Deep cut.
Literally.
Deep
That
cut.
was what I thought of as well.
Yes.
The feet move with the feet. That's like the bare minimum, at
Okay.
least.
So at first, upon first glance, caterpillar wibble wobbled out, and I was like, "Oh, there's so many feet. There's so many feet." And I thought maybe it's a two-person costume, but then I looked, and the way the feet dangled, I was like, "Oh no! They squid." So if you'd ever seen at least seen footage of the SpongeBob Broadway musical, Squidward has extra feet, but it's like manufactured feet, while the performer has like people feet in the front. But it's very well done.
Um, I did a production of the Velveteen Rabbit, where the skin horse had like the crisscross like horse legs to move along with it. So, that's what my connection went to. I think the technology has evolved beyond that now, but yeah, it's definitely one person in there
Yeah, one. I
on
was
this
excited.
giant caterpillar with braces.
A choice.
Yeah,
And like and not even like standard issue braces, like iced out braces. Like why would you give somebody a freaking orthodontist level grill? Like
like it
that's
was
not
triggering to me. I
like
was
that's
I was with Pearl Buttons today, and we were talking about and like we're talking about Invisalign and shit. I'm like, I wish I had that shit when I was a kid because I went through so many years of orthodontics. Like the fact that I'm just grateful my teeth are still intact because I've got a wire glued to the back, and I was like, I feel a little triggered by this caterpillar's orthodontics.
Mm.
But do you have any ideas?
I have no freaking clue. I have no idea what's going on with Caterpillar. But they sang well. It
They sang beautifully.
They sang very, very well. And I was like, oh, you know what? Sometimes every now and then, like somebody covers a song that might be sung by someone of the opposite gender and they swap the pronouns. Like if it's a love song, like oh boy, they say oh girl. Kept the pronouns, straight up cover of Beyonce. And I was like, I don't know if this is a lower voice lady person like myself or a dude person singing. Um, and I noted, I was like, the in the original, like Beyonce sings, a little bit lower, and then starts to sing an octave higher for impact. And he hit the falsetto. I'm presuming it's a he, and he hit the falsetto. And I was like, okay.
That's I'm having another Cupcake situation with this one, and like I don't want to like be the problematic fuck that I may or may not have been already.
It's okay. I'm wildly problematic. We both know this.
So like, sort of doubling back on what I previously said about Cupcake. Like, I definitely had a moment where I'm like, also this could be Billy Porter.
But
Like that.
I had a thought, and you're gonna hate me for this thought.
Try me.
Because Caterpillar hit a bit of a vocal run at a moment. There were a couple notes in there, and I was like, is this Jason Derulo? I was like, oh no. Could you imagine?
I'll buy anything at this point. Okay, I wasn't going to do this, but I feel like I have to because it's very on topic. I'm going to share another performance from a UK Masked Singer.
Okay.
And I want to see if you can guess who it is because I already know.
Okay.
But it's on the topic of like stuff. Oh no, ads. Fuck that.
Ads.
Give me a sec. This was so entertaining for me though, and making the ads go away before I make anyone watch anything because we ain't got time for that. So there's also there's also a monster Drag Race UK, Masked Singer UK, and he seems to be a distant relative of the one that was T-Pain.
Really?
I mean, he's blue and round.
Okay.
And this was just so good for me.
Ooh. Oh my. Okay. Okay. And then look at Rita Ora judging. Oh my.
The nostril flaps kill me.
I know. I'm loving the underbite. I'm a sucker for a dog with an underbite. So that's
same.
Yeah. Oh snap, Donnie Austin?
Yeah, apparently he swapped out with Ken Jeong mid-season or something.
Ooh, I have an idea of who this might be.
I know who it is, so
You
you just tell me who you think it is.
CeeLo Green.
It is CeeLo Green.
I knew.
I don't think I could have figured it out on my own, but the judges definitely got it before he was revealed, and I was like, okay, CeeLo. They have a lot of American people on the UK show.
Yeah.
So
because it sounded like him. Especially that "Come on, everybody." I was like, okay.
I watched several performances, and there's some where it's like lower register and higher register. I'm like, yeah, he can do that. That makes sense. So yeah, I definitely had the thought that this could also be Billy Porter. I would love to see that for him, but also it's a geekier choice. The way I flipped my wig when Robin thought it was Howie D.
It's definitely not AJ because you
It's not a Backstreet Boy. I will always know it's not a Backstreet Boy.
okay. Other than Nick Carter, because Nick's voice is very distinctive, but so is AJ's.
Well, we already had Nick Carter.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
But also,
But
like, I know the Backstreet Boys voices, and this is not.
Howie's voice always kind of blended into the background for me.
It's very raspy. Yeah. Oh, because he never got to sing.
Yeah, he never really got to.
You haven't seen the Backstreet Boys documentary, have you?
No.
Showing what you're made of. I cry every time. But in the beginning, when the group was forming, Howie was set to be like the lead vocalist, and that was before they added Brian to the mix. And Brian got everything, and apparently there's still some serious like resentment. And I'm like, Howie, like he's the Leo of the group, so I'm always like, Howie. And Howie's always been my favorite. He was the short one. He was the Leo. He was the one with the sexy chest that did the thing.
The Backstreet Boys were always the quintessential boy band because you've got, the baby, that's Nick, the baby heartthrob, the bad boy, AJ, the one with the eyebrows, Kevin, because every group has the one with the eyebrows.
/ the older brother daddy figure. Yeah.
Older brother daddy figure. You got Howie, who's, the quiet type, the strong silent type. And then you've got like the QAnon conspiracy theorist, that's Brian. So, like the quintessential boy band.
I can't even fight you on this because it's all 100% true. But also like
yeah.
No, like for me, show what you're made of. It was like I've always been Team Backstreet, and I've had fighting for like 20 years of my life with other people, and but like it really shows about how like Lou Pearlman created the Backstreet Boys, and then intentionally created their competition in building NSYNC.
Right,
He knew what he was doing, and like I can't begrudge the guys in NSYNC for them, but I hate the idea of them for that reason.
Yeah, no, that's.
Did I have all their albums? Yes, of course I did.
Yeah, I always liked NSYNC's sound a lot better, and I never was a fan. I couldn't get on board with Backstreet Boys because I, from jump, just never liked Brian. And this is before much was revealed about him. Like I had this one girl, this classmate of mine, who was like, "Oh my God, you have to love Brian. Brian's my favorite." And he had like a hole in his heart when he was a baby. And I'm like, that's, that sucks.
True.
Glad he's okay as an adult now. But there was something about him that I just did not like. I be making choices. I was in love with Lance Bass for years. And I was also in love with the original Blue Power Ranger. So what the fuck does that tell me? Okay.
Does your husband know about that, or your partner know about that?
Yes. Does this qualify me as an ally for the men who I was in love with in my youth?
I mean, I will say, like, I always had a soft spot for Lance and never knew why. And eventually I was like, oh. I can't say the same about Billy from Power Rangers, but like I love Power Rangers, and now I'm like, okay, this is great. But that's also stupid hilarious. But also like my experience of the boy band life was very early before I was like comfortable even realizing to myself that I like boys, and I really wish I could have enjoyed them a little bit more in their prime when I could be like, yes, I want to fuck this person. But I was like 13, so that would not have been cool. Moving on.
As we proceed. So I have the idea in the back of my brain head that Caterpillar could be Jason Derulo, but it's likely not.
So I'm going back to like the thing with the cupcake that I'm not super comfortable with, but like there was a very strong emphasis on the concept of metamorphosis. And that's something that trans folk refer to a lot.
Okay.
And like I don't know. I like that's in my head, and I like want to keep it there respectfully, but I'm also like sort of nervous about
no, that's
making
valid.
Speculations because of that.
That's valid.
But like I can tell you it's not a Backstreet Boy.
I hard agree.
Hard saying,
Totally,
yes.
totally agree.
But I think we need to learn more about the caterpillar before we can. I would die if it was Jason Derulo, though. I mean, he's already put on a cat costume for Cats. Like, this is nothing.
Show us the Zack Snyder butthole cut of Cats. I am ready. I'm ready.
I can't remember if I saw the butthole cut or not, but I did see it fairly early on, so I think I might have.
You might have seen the butthole cut, and
Yeah.
release it to the people. Put that shit on Blu-ray. I'm ready.
The people want to see the butthole cut. Okay, so we have seen Banana Split, Cupcake, Queen of Hearts, Mallard, Caterpillar. We have to say goodbye to one.
Mm-hmm.
Did we make predictions about who we thought was going to go home next last time for Group B?
I think we thought Queen of Hearts because
We did. I remember
the
this
vocal
now.
performance was not giving.
But then she sang in French. We're like, fuck us, I guess.
Yeah.
But so
today,
the math was done, the votes were calculated, and the eliminated party was the Cupcake. You may not be surprised based on previous dialogue. I don't think the Cupcake should have gone home necessarily, but I think everybody really wanted to know who the Cupcake was, and that's one of the main factors.
Maybe. See, here's the thing about Cupcake's performance this week. The vocals were there, but the body, like the physical performance was not giving what it was supposed to have given. Like, and it wasn't until Cupcake's head came off, and I'm like, okay, ma'am. Like, then she came alive.
Yeah, and she's saying Heat Wave again instead of Finesse, which to say goodbye, which is a great choice.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, the Cupcake was Ruth Pointer. We should have said that.
Of the Pointer Sisters. And she revealed that she and her sister were going to be two Cupcakes performing, but because her sister was dealing with an illness, unnamed illness, which speedy recovery wherever you are. I feel like we were kind of robbed of the opportunity to see two fabulous Cupcakes.
That would have been really, really great.
That would have been so phenomenal. And let me just say for the record, Ruth Pointer, Miss Mama's, legs for days. Those legs? Them legs.
She got legs. Yeah, and I mean, her Heat Wave performance was so good. I was really glad she went back to that for the adieu.
Agreed. Agreed.
But yeah, it was as every episode is. It was a roller coaster. And yeah, I don't think I saw a Cupcake going home tonight, but I'm glad we know who she is.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for everything I said if you're mad at me. You
Forgive
being
us,
the Cupcake
please.
or you.
But like, isn't it a compliment to be compared to someone as a performer as dynamic and exciting as Bob the Drag Queen, though? I would be honored. Are you shitting me? I'd be thrilled. Someone says, "Oh, you're serving Bob tonight." I'm like, "Thank you."
No, like I agree, but I'm laughing anyway because of your delivery. Also, like, just because like the way you said that, I'm like picturing you doing like Bob the Drag Queen bit. I'm like, yes, this checks out, man. Oh gosh. Okay, so that was a wild ride.
It was a ride indeed.
We are now down a Cupcake. Do you have theories about who might be going home from Group B next?
Mallard, because Mallard at this point is not serving vocally the same level of vocals as the rest of the group.
I would put. I hope this doesn't sound shady. I would put Mallard on like the same par as Giraffe at this point.
Ooh, yes.
Like Ryan good, but not stellar.
Yeah,
comparatively speaking. Like better than I would do easily, but
like
not
passable early on.
Yeah. And Queen of Hearts like proved that she's actually a fucking badass singer to me, and good for her. I am owned.
Yeah. The annonciation en français. I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad. As a native speaker, I was like, okay. Edith Piaf would give you a flick of the cigarette.
Yeah, probably just like that. Circling back to the topic I started this episode with, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think they would let a celebrity who's competed in another country/continent compete again in a different one?
I don't know. That is a great question. I don't know. I would think they'd have them come back as judges, but I don't know if they'd come back as contestants because so many viewers would recognize their voice, re-recognize their voice if they're inclined to check out all iterations of Masked Singer across the globe.
Because
Uh-oh.
the most recent season was it most recent? It was season 1 of UK.
Uh-huh.
There was a Daisy portrayed by the person I think is the skunk.
Oh, really?
And I'm upset about it. Because like I went back, I went and listened to all her shit, and I listened to all the skunk shit, and I still think it sounds like the same person.
Okay.
But I'm also like owning my shit before it gets revealed so that I can like, I don't know, pedal back. No flower pun intended. But the hint, I went back and watched all her shit because there's like an entire reel of her performances, her clues, blah blah blah, and all of them were really really obvious for UK. Like, in case you're just tuning in, I think the skunk is Khalees, but all the food hints were there. There was a diner that looked just like the diner in the milkshake video.
Ooh.
And I was like, she gave it to you.
Okay.
Also, Ken was a judge.
Okay.
So I'm also like, I'm just trying to save my skin and being like, what if she is back and trying to trick Ken by not dropping any of the hints that she dropped before? But like, I'm owning the fact that I'm probably wrong and I'm really sad about it.
But here's the thing. See, that's the thing. I don't disagree because you pointed out a lot of things that lined up with Khalees about skunk.
Yeah.
So I'm going a 50-50 of it being Khalees. But here's the thing that leapt out at me in Skunk's last clue package that said to me that this could be Faith Evans. I racked my brain about it and I thought about it, and the pufferfish costume in her clue package, Puff Daddy. Are we agreeing? Are we disagreeing?
No, that's good. That's really good.
That's what leapt out. I was thinking about it and I was
That's
like,
really good.
Because I was like, why the hell would pufferfish, blessings to Tony Braxton, why the hell would pufferfish show up in somebody else's clue package?
There's always a very good reason for it, though.
Yeah. It like
I mean,
can't
sometimes
just
it's kind of stupid, like the llama, but
right. The llama was a reach, but I thought about a puffer fish, Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs.
Because I feel like at this point I have to be prepared to join your camp at some point. I have to acknowledge that's a really good hypothesis.
I'm just thinking about it.
It's the only thing that makes sense with the pufferfish as well.
Yeah.
It's just like,
that's my theory. It's just a theory.
No, but it's good. It's good.
Okay. Thank you for validating me in the moment.
Like there's a part of me that still really thinks that someone with a lower register than Faith Evans.
But to be fair, she is a little older now, and sometimes the voice deepens.
Yeah, and also I still feel like Khalees aside, I feel like there's another voice that like I know, but I'm not thinking of. Like
Blue
it's
Kim.
not Mary J. Blige.
No.
Not Alicia Keys.
No.
It's I think someone guessed Monica. I still think that's a stretch.
It's not quite Monica, because again, I've listened to enough Monica where I'm like, that's a Monica.
Monica's a little more belty. This is a
Yes.
little like, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, also, I will say, going back and listening to, so I watched Daisy's full reel, and it's really interesting because like the costume was fairly like body fit.
Mm.
So like her body language is all there, which is like, yeah. I recently watched like a video of Khalees talking about her farm, and she's like, yeah, this is where this is, and like that was like her body language was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
With the skunk, you can't really do that because it's like mostly tail.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I was really clinging to this Khalees argument for dear life, and now I'm like, but at least I know who the bull is. And I did that on my own.
Yeah, you did. I would have never guessed.
But
I'm fully on board with the bull.
But like I definitely do like your argument for Faith Evans. And I like that we both like sort of like run it up to Blue Cantrell. Even though we're like, nah, but it's got to be someone.
She could be arsed. She could.
Oh, she definitely could. And I feel like before we find out who it is, I might think of someone else that it could be and might still be right. But like, chances are that's not my first guess, and I'm a little crushed. But I'll move on with my life.
No, but I want to. You know what though? Skunk could because I mean she's the front runner. She's kind of our fave of that batch of Group A. I want to see if Skunk throws us for the loop next time. Throws us for a loop. A loop. I know idioms.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, and maybe does something upbeat because we've only been getting like slow shit.
Ballads and yeah. I want a little up tempo from Skunk.
Yeah. After we're off here, I should show you some of the Daisy stuff because it's actually and I actually think this is a ballsy statement, but I'm gonna say it anyway. While I still think it could be the same person, I think Daisy performed better than Skunk.
Ooh.
In terms of like, I actually think I was more impressed with her vocals than I was with Skunk's, and I was impressed with Skunk's. But I was like, okay, Daisy
brought, yeah.
I will show you a thing.
I need to see.
But,
I need to see.
So that's where I'm at emotionally with what I've learned in the last 24 hours. It's been a lot. I don't think we know what group we're getting next week, do we?
Just give us Group C. Stop playing.
I'm gonna look this up right now because sometimes it tells you on like the TV schedule.
Oh, good.
That's why I was able to tell you the other day. Sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. Let's see. It's Group A.
You're killing me. Why are the
Leslie Jordan is going to be a guest judge, which I'm excited about.
Who now?
Leslie Jordan. Well, Karen Walker, I thought I smelled gin and regret. That's exciting news. He is a short person.
That's fun. That's really fun. They got some really fun guest judges.
I'm not going to deny I'm excited about this, but also give us Group C.
Give us the beach ball.
The beach ball.
Give us terrifying beach ball, please.
But that's all we've got for this week.
Yes.
Hopefully Tooky and I get something right moving forward. And get our own honorary golden ear, which is of zero value, but I want to be better at this than Jenny McCarthy.
We need the trophies and the validation. And a sponsor. Please sponsor us. We will shill.
Literally that. All right. Shall we say goodnight?
Let us adjourn. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to anybody who watched on the replay. We love you. And just as much as you love Masked Singer.
Next time. Hopefully you love us more than Masked Singer because we deserve it more.
We do. Tell us we're delightful in the comments.
Yes.
Well,
All right. Good night, all.
good night.
And end stream.